I tried to kind of minimalize how much drawing I was gonna have to do, and I really like that. Hey there, welcome to Limabean Living. If you are new here, my name is Emily. Welcome to our family channel. I'm so happy that you joined us, and we hope that you stick around and subscribe. Now, a lot of you guys have been wanting to talk bullet journals, and I got a bunch to talk about. A lot of times bullet journals can be very intimidating to people who don't feel like they're artistic or creative. And while I'm not the most artistic person, I do kind of have a little bit of an artistic touch, I guess. But I do really enjoy being creative, and bullet journals really allow me to do that. So whether or not you feel like you are a creative person or whatever, if you are interested in bullet journals, in this video, I'm going to take you through things that I've learned across the many books that I have put together. We're also going to put together a new one for myself, because my current bullet journal I use kind of as a calendar or a scheduler thing, and it runs out in February. And so I need to prepare my next bullet journal, which will take me through March, probably until the end of the year. So I'm going to show you how I kind of lay out each month, and hopefully give you guys some ideas along the way if you plan on getting started and doing your own. All right, so this was actually one of my first bullet journals that I did. I guess I started in September of 2017. I was still living in Arizona working on my PhD. So one of the first things I try to start every bullet journal with is a little key for how to interpret little symbols and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and show you that now. So in general, if there is a task that I need to get done, I use a little open square. If there's an event that I need to go to, I use a circle. And if there's an appointment, I use a little triangle here. And if I've completed the task, event, or appointment, I put a little check. If I didn't do it and I need to migrate that task, event, or appointment somewhere else, I do a little arrow. And if the thing is canceled, it gets an X. And then I don't typically use these symbols as often, but the important thing is don't fill it up and make it too crazy. You want things that you're going to remember. Now, like I said, a lot of these like ending ones I don't use very often. It's usually just the task, event, or appointment, and then usually like a note, like if I need to make a little note. But even then, I don't use that as often. So the next page that I have in this bullet journal looks like my table of contents. Right now it's looking a little confusing, so I know I changed that in the future. I do want to mention that at the beginning of every single bullet journal, I always label the page numbers, because that definitely helps if you're flipping through stuff and you're trying to organize it. So I definitely edited my table of contents. Let me go ahead and show you what I've done in my most recent bullet journal. So my table of contents now, after having gone through this a lot, so I have like my weight tracker, prayers or blessings, like for things that I'm thankful for, monthly overview to kind of get a glimpse at like what the dates of the next couple months are going to look like. And then I just kind of took it month by month. So like pages 4 through 9 were May, 10 through 15 were June, and so on. And I think that I'm going to continue this with my next bullet journal, because it just really kind of helps me glance quicker at the dates. And at the very end, I have Christmas gift ideas and things for the next journal. So like those were like kind of towards the end of this bullet journal, just kind of like I didn't have enough pages to do another complete month. And so I left those pages blank, and then anything that I wrote in there, I updated in my table of contents. So in my most recent bullet journal, I was trying to track my weight. And as you can see, I really wasn't successful. It just like, I went up and down and then just stayed up. Woohoo. I'm on my way down though, thankfully. I don't know if I'm going to continue this in my next bullet journal, because I am using my little Lose It app, which kind of does this for me anyways. And so I don't think I'm going to include this type of a page in my next one. I did have prayers and blessings in my very first bullet journal. I did things that I was thankful for, and it was like a mind dump page. So just something like this, I'll probably try to keep. I do like the idea of writing down things that I want to pray for, because when I'm done praying my prayers at the end of the night, if I don't have this with me, I can say, like, Lord, I pray for all the things that I forgot that are written in my bullet journal or something like that. So it's a good place to like kind of keep track of what you're praying for. And then if those prayers are answered, you can go ahead and make a note of that as well. But also things that, I'm grateful for, things that I'm thankful for, blessings in my life. Those things are good for just kind of having a more positive outlook on your day. So I want to keep that for sure. In my first bullet journal, I had a travel wishes page. Did I write anything on it? No, that was a waste. Something I learned and didn't kind of continue on in my other bullet journals. Something that has stayed consistent though throughout each bullet journal is I just kind of have a page per week, and I have like Sunday through Saturday. I usually have like a little glance at the month, just so I can, like, if I'm going to an appointment and I need to plan something for later that month, I can quickly glance and see that there. The theme though, like how I've colored it, has definitely changed. So this was like my very first one. But again, it kind of gives you a creative outlet. You can decorate this however you want, but this is something that's kind of stayed consistent. And so if you take a look at this week in my bullet journal, this week is actually going to be my birthday. So this is how I've been planning out my kind of like week at a glance page in my bullet journal. I leave usually a spot above that just kind of, I can write something that's big happening that week or something that I really want to get done. And then again, I have the month at a glance, and I highlight the week that this week is focused on. And then I have Sunday through Saturday. I tried to kind of minimalize how much drawing I was going to have to do when I made this bullet journal, and I really like that. So I'm going to kind of continue this and make just a little template. And I use these Tombow dual brush pens. It's more for like hand lettering and artsy stuff, but it's like a brush tip. And so I don't know, I really like how it looks in here. And so as you can see, I have like goals. I want to complete a full column in my goal tracker, which if you guys saw my previous video, I went into detail on my goals there. But I just kind of highlighted like the important day, which is my birthday. I have like Aubrey 16 months old today when I'm filming and things like that. So this is just kind of the general outline for each week. And then I kind of change the colors as we move on. So January was blue, and then once we get into February, it turns pink, as you guys can see. So for me, I kind of like this minimalist approach. I don't like it to be too messy. There are some people though that are super artistic, and they make beautiful spreads for each week. That's not really me. I think I would be more disappointed in how my artwork turned out, and so I'd rather just keep it simple and keep it clean like this. So another page that I had in my very first bullet journal was like a notes page. So this was like notes for September. And in addition to my notes page, I would also have a page that was like a month at a glance. And I felt like over, the many bullet journals that I've had, having both of these pages was kind of like a waste of paper, because one page would get like all the writing and then the other page wouldn't. And so in my latest bullet journal, what I've done is just had like a month at the glance at the beginning of each month. And then if I had notes or goals or whatever, I would just write it somewhere on this page. And so I think that this kind of helped me reduce like wasted paper in my bullet journals. But I do really like how I ended up decorating some of these pages. I used washi tape to kind of decorate my notes. And this is something, again, that I kind of continued on. This is, I think, my second bullet journal. I continued on with this process of having like a notes page and then having like a month at a glance. And I just realized I got to cut one of those out. But I do really like how this looked. So this was washi tape. And then I would use washi tape, you know, again with my little weekly layout instead of using the little markers. You know, so you don't necessarily even have to use markers. If you like washi tape, go ahead and use that. One page that I also decided to cut from one of my old bullet journals was a meal plan. And as you can see, this week, I didn't even meal plan at all. And so this was a total waste of paper. But if this is something that you're really like into, feel free to take up this idea in your own life. So I had like all of the days of the week, and then I had a Post-it note where I would write down anything that I needed to buy for that week's meal plan. And then I could just easily rip this out, go shopping. And underneath, I had my little reminder for rebates. So anything that I bought, I wanted to make sure that I got my Ibotta rebates. So if you're interested in using Ibotta, I have another video up here on kind of how to use that to make a lot of money. I'm in like the $400 or $500 club now. So make sure to check that out. And then I would even write down like my starting weight and my ending weight for that week. I do like this idea. I might incorporate the starting and ending weight, or at least like a weight tracker in each weekly page. But I don't think that I need a full page for meal planning, particularly because I typically leave this side of my bullet journal blank. And I leave it in case I need to write any notes down, or if I'm at the doctor's appointment and I have questions for an appointment during the week, I'll write those questions down and bring this with me so that when I flip open, I'm like, okay, here's everything I wanted to ask. So I leave this page blank also for meal prepping. So I kind of feel like I could cut out the meal prepping weekly page and just kind of write down my notes on this left side of the bullet journal in each week. So that was like another thing that I learned along the way. Another page, again, that I have in my bullet journal is one that I did a whole other video on. I will link that above, but it is my goal tracking page. So I have this at the beginning of each month's section in my bullet journal, and I'll let you guys go ahead and watch that video if you want more information on it. But these goals kind of just change with each month, and it really helps me achieve my goals for the new year and so on. And so again, watch that video for all of the details on my habit tracking or goal tracking page in my bullet journal. So like I mentioned, I've had a lot of time to kind of look at how I've organized previous bullet journals, how I want to change it. And that's the great thing about bullet journals is you make it your own. So I hope that all of this flipping back and forth between my first and my latest bullet journal isn't too confusing. My main reason for doing that is just to show you guys what things have stayed consistent and how I've kind of edited things. But all of that aside, let's go ahead. I have a brand new bullet journal that I need to go ahead and fill in. And I'm going to take you along with me as I prepare the starting pages and the first month, because all of the other months are pretty much going to be exactly the same, just probably done in different colors. And again, I usually leave the last couple pages blank because there's not enough pages for a full month's worth of planning. And those will be for mind dumps or gift planning or whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that now.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight.
For now, I am just going to write the header for this monthly overview and fill in the months once I know how many months will actually fit in this bullet journal.
Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking.
All right, so I'm using my latest bullet journal kind of as a template, and I'm making something to really help me with my lines here, because when you're just looking at a blank page, it can feel a little bit like, oh gosh, I have to, make these lines, and I like everything to be uniform. And so having a little template here is really gonna help me. So I did this based off of my latest one, like I said, and I really like how these weekly pages turned out. And so I plan on keeping that the same in my new bullet journal.
Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. I hate all this overthinking. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere
I really encourage you guys to make these journals your own. As you can see, as we flip through these pages of my bullet journal, my creativity comes out at random times. Like this page, for example, where I decorate the circle as a pumpkin for Halloween, or in December where I decorate the circle as an ornament for Christmas. And that's it. Thank you so much again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you are new here and haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button too. And stick around until the very end if you want to find out how to win a $10 Starbucks gift card. And we'll see you next time. You've made it to the end of the video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, you may just want to, because we want to give you a $10 Starbucks gift card. But first, two things need to happen. We are obviously new YouTubers, and we would love to reach our current goal of 500 subscribers. So the first thing that needs to happen is we need to reach that 500th subscriber. We also want to encourage you guys to comment something that you liked down below using the hashtag GetLBL500. So once we get at least 50 comments somewhere in our channel using that hashtag, we will go ahead and post a video with the Starbucks card information. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed and click that notification bell so you can be the first person to see that video. If you didn't know already, my name is Emily from Limabean Living. Welcome. We are so happy to have you. We post videos every Monday and Friday on a variety of content: lifestyle, cooking, cleaning, military life, DIYs, encouraging mathematical development in children, and so much more. Thank you so much again for watching, and until next time.